Good afternoon, students. I am going to take chemistry for you. Today we are going to study about the important concept about the chemistry. It is related to your love chemistry. So what are the important concepts? Definition of atom. What do you mean by atom? Atom means the smallest particle. And then what do you mean by compound? What do you mean by molecule? Molecule means two or more atoms chemically combined to form the molecule. And compound means two or more atoms, different kind of atoms combined to form compound. And then what is the structure of atom? And what are the fundamental particles of the atom? And then how the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. And what is atomic number? What is mass number? These things we are going to study today. Take notes, listen carefully and study well. Okay? Today our learning objective, what do you mean by atom, what do you mean by molecule, what do you mean by compound, and the atomic number, mass number and the structure of atom. Okay, well, first upon we are going to study about what do you mean by atom. Atom is the smallest particle of the matter. Atom is the smallest particle of the matter. What do you mean by matter? Everything you see around yourself, that is called matter. Matter means everything. Everything you see around yourself, that is called matter. For example, pen, book, they are all matter. The matter is the building block of atom. Matter is the building block of atom. So atom means the smallest particle of matter or molecule or compound. So atom means the smallest particle of the matter. Okay, matter means everything you see around yourself, that is having the mass and occupies space, that is called matter. So atom means the smallest particle of the matter. Okay, for example, what is the example for atom? Hydrogen, oxygen. These are the example for atom. And then molecule. What do you mean by molecule? Two or more atoms chemically combined to form molecule. Two or more atoms chemically combined to form molecule. What is the example for the molecule? You know, water, H2O, one of the molecule, hydrogen, H2 molecule, and chlorine, fluorine. These are we call the molecule. Okay, wow. So two or more atoms chemically combined to form molecule. One of the hydrogen atom combined with another one hydrogen atom to form hydrogen molecule. Okay, so molecule means two or more atoms chemically combined to form molecule. And then what do you mean by compound? What do you mean by compound? Two or more different kinds of atoms. Two or more different kinds of atoms combined to form compound. Two or more different kinds of atoms combined to form compound. So what is the difference between molecule and compound? Molecule means two or more different or same kind of atom combined to form molecule, but compound means two or more different kinds of atoms. Two or more different kinds of atoms combined to form a compound. What is the example for compound? Water, H2O, compound, and sodium chloride, the common salt, that is one of the compound. So two or more different kinds of atom combined to form a compound. Two or more same or different kinds of atom combined to form a molecule. Okay, wow. So all the compound are molecule, but not all the molecules are compound. All the compounds are molecule. All the compounds we otherwise called as molecule, but not all the molecules are compounds, because the molecule means the same kind of atom combined to form the molecule. Same or different. same or different kind of atom combined to form molecule. But compound means only different kinds of atom combined to form a compound. Molecule means same or different kinds of atom combined to form molecule. Compound means only different kinds of atom combined to form molecule. Okay, wow, clear? And then we are going to study about the structure of atom. We are going to study about the structure of atom. Structure of atom. Structure of atom. The center of the center of the atom contains nucleus. The center of the atom contains the nucleus. The center of the atom contains nucleus is present in the center of the atom. Nucleus, this is nucleus. Okay, this nucleus. The nucleus present the center of the atom, and this nucleus is surrounded by the orbit. This orbit, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, that is called the orbit. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus is called the orbit. In an atom, the nucleus, this nucleus is present the center of the atom, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, that is called, we call this the orbit. Okay, so inside the nucleus, nucleons are present. Inside the nucleus, nucleons are present. What do you mean by nucleons? The protons and neutrons. The protons and neutrons are called as the nucleons. So inside the nucleus, protons and neutrons are present. That is called as nucleons. The protons and neutrons we call as the nucleons. Nucleons. Protons and neutrons are called as nucleons. Okay. And then the electrons. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. That is called, we call as the orbit. First orbit, second orbit, third orbit and fourth orbit. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Electrons. Okay. And what is the charge of the proton, neutron and the electron? The protons are positively charged, and the electrons are negatively charged. The protons are positively charged, the electrons are negatively charged. And neutrons are neutral. Neutrons are no charge. Neutrons having no charge. Neutrons have no charge, so it is neutral. Okay, wow. These are the charge of the particles of atom. So proton, neutron and electrons we called as the fundamental particles of atom. The proton, electron and neutrons we called as the fundamental particles of an atom. So atom, all of you understood? Atom means the inside the center of the nucleus. So in center of the atom having the nucleus, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. These are the structure of atom. The nucleus having the nucleons. What are the nucleons? Protons or neutrons are called as the nucleons. What is the charge of the proton, neutron and electron? Proton, the charge is positive charge. Electrons, negative charge, and the neutron, no charge. So it is neutral. Okay, understand? And then we are going to study about what do you mean by atomic number? What do you mean by mass number or atomic mass? What do you mean by atomic number? Atomic number is the number of protons and number of protons or number of electrons. Atomic number means number of protons or number of electrons. Number of protons or number of electrons. This is called number of atomic number. So number of protons or number of electrons, number of protons and number of electrons are same. Number of protons and number of electrons are same in an atom. So that is called atomic number. So atomic number means number of protons or number of electrons. And what do you mean by atomic mass or mass number? Atomic mass. Atomic mass means number of protons and number of neutrons. Number of protons and number of neutrons we call as the atomic mass or mass number. Okay. What do you mean by atomic number? Number of protons present inside the nucleus or number of electrons revolving around the nucleus are called atomic number. So number of protons or number of electrons are same. Number of protons and number of electrons are same in a neutral atom. Number of protons or number of electrons are same in a neutral atom. Suppose an atom lost one of the electron. So it becomes positive ions or cations. Suppose the electrons, an atom gain one or more electrons. The atom becomes the ion, negative ion, cations, anions. Okay. So atomic number means number of protons or number of electrons. So both number of protons and number of electrons are same in a neutral atom. Suppose one of the atom, it lost one or more electron, it becomes the positive ions. Suppose an atom gain one or more electron, it becomes the negative ions, we call as the anions. Okay. And what do you mean by atomic mass? Atomic mass means total number of protons and total number of neutrons present in the atom. That is called atomic mass or mass number. Okay, clear? And then we are going to study about how the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. The maximum number of electrons, occupation in a cell, maximum number of electrons, occupation in a shell having the general formula. The maximum number of electrons, occupation in a shell having the general formula. What is the general formula? 2n square formula. The maximum number of electrons, occupation having in a shell. This the orbit otherwise called as shell. The orbit we otherwise called as shell. There is K shell, K, L, M and N. The first orbit we called as K shell. And the second orbit we called as the L shell. And third orbit we called as the M shell. And last final orbit we called as the N shell. Okay. The first orbit we called as the K shell, and second orbit we called as the L shell, and third orbit we called as the M shell, and finally last outermost orbit we called as the N shell. Okay. The maximum number of electrons, occupation in a shell. The maximum number of electrons, occupation in a shell having the general formula. What is the general formula? 2n square. 2n square formula. 2n square formula. Here n denotes number of shell. Number of shell. N denotes number of shell. How many number of shell? First, for example, when n is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. 1 means first shell. N is equal to 1. Second shell means n is equal to 2. Third shell means n is equal to 3. The fourth shell means n is equal to 4. Okay. So the first orbit, the 2 n is equal to 1. The first orbit n is equal to 1. So what is the formula here? 2n square. So 2 into n means 1. So 1 square is equal to 2. Okay. So first orbit we can occupy only 2 electrons. Maximum number of electrons for first orbit 2. Okay. And second, n is equal to 2 means 2 into 2 square. 2 into 2 square. N is equal to 2. Okay. So 2 into 2 square means how much? 8. So second orbit, the maximum number of electrons we can occupy only 8 electrons. Okay. And the third orbit means n is equal to 3. Third orbit means n is equal to 3. So 2 into 3 square. 2n square. So 2 into 3 square. So maximum number of electrons or 18. So third orbit, maximum number of electrons only 18 electrons we can occupy in the third orbit. Okay. And then fourth, n is equal to 4 means 2 into 4 square. So 32. So first orbit we can occupy only 2 electrons. Second orbit we can occupy only 8 electrons. Maximum number of electrons 8. And third orbit only 18 electron. And fourth orbit 32 electron. For example, you know the periodic table. Periodic table we have total 119 elements having the periodic table. We should study the first 10 the atoms in the periodic table. You should know the first 10 elements in the periodic table. What is the first element? Hydrogen. Hydrogen first element. So atomic number 1. Hydrogen atomic number 1. You know second element helium. So atomic number 2. Third element lithium. Atomic number of lithium 3. Fourth element beryllium. So atomic number 4. So fifth element boron. Atomic number 5. Sixth element carbon. Atomic number 6. Seventh element nitrogen. Atomic number 7. Eighth element oxygen. Atomic number 8. Ninth element fluorine. Atomic number 9. 10th element neon. Atomic number 10. The first 10 elements in the periodic table. First 10 elements. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So hydrogen atomic number 1. What do you mean by atomic number? Atomic number means number of protons or number of electrons. Number of protons or number of electrons. So hydrogen atom having how much protons? Only 1 proton. Only 1 proton. And how much electron? Only 1 electron. So hydrogen atom only 1 electron. Hydrogen, how much proton? Only 1 proton. Only 1 proton. And this is the nucleus and only 1 orbit having the hydrogen atom because the atomic number of hydrogen only 1. So only 1 electron having the revolving around the hydrogen atom. Only 1 electron revolving around the hydrogen atom. Only 1 electron. Okay. So only 1 orbit having the hydrogen atom. And second, helium. Helium nucleus, how much? Atomic number 2. So what do you mean by atomic number? Number of protons or number of electrons. So how much number of protons having the helium atom? 2 protons. 2 protons. So how much number of electrons are revolving around the helium atom? 2 electrons. 2 electrons. Okay. And lithium. Lithium atom, nucleus, atomic number of lithium 3. So number of protons, 3 protons. How much number of electrons? 3 electrons. So you know first orbit only 2 electrons can occupy. So this first orbit only 2 electrons in the lithium atom. And totally 3 electrons having. So another one orbit. So only 1 electron in the last orbit. Okay. And then beryllium. Beryllium nucleus. Number of protons, you know, atomic number of beryllium 4. So how much number of protons having the beryllium atom? 4. How much number of electrons? 4 electrons. Number of protons 4. Number of electrons 4. So first orbit 2 electrons and then second orbit 2 electrons for beryllium. Okay, and then boron. And then boron, atomic number 5. This is the nucleus. How much number of protons? 5 protons. Because the atomic number 5, so 5 protons are present in the boron atom and 5 electrons revolving around the boron nucleus. So you know first orbit only 2 electrons can occupy. Second orbit 3 electrons. Okay, this is the boron atom. And then carbon total 6 atomic number 6. So carbon nucleus 6 protons and how much electron? 6 electron. First orbit 2 electron and the second orbit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons. And then nitrogen atom. This is the nucleus. Number of protons. How much number of protons? 7, because atomic number 7. So first orbit 2 electron and then second orbit 5 electron. Okay, and then oxygen. This is the nucleus of the oxygen atom. How much the atomic number is 8. So number of protons? Proton 8 and then electrons also 8. First orbit 2 electron and second orbit 6 electron. Okay, understand? And then fluorine atom. This is the nucleus. Number of protons 9, because atomic number 9. Number of protons 9 and number of electrons also 9. First orbit 2 electron and second orbit 7. Okay, and then neon. Nucleus. Number of protons. Protons 10. So first orbit, how much electron? 2 electron and then second orbit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so first orbit hydrogen atom 2 electron. First orbit hydrogen atom only 1 electron, so only 1 orbit. And helium atom atomic number 2, so 2 electrons. And lithium atom 3, atomic number 3, so 3 electrons. So first orbit 2 electron and second orbit 1 electron. Okay, and 4 not beryllium atomic number 4, so first orbit 2 electrons occupied and second orbit 2 electron. And boron atomic number 5. So first orbit 2 electron and second orbit 3 electron. And carbon atomic number 6. So first orbit 2 and second orbit 4 electrons. And then nitrogen atom, atomic number 7, number of electrons 7 you know. So first orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 5 electron. And oxygen atomic number 8, so number of electrons 8. So first orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 6 electron. And fluorine atomic number 9, so number of electron 9, first orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 7 electron. And neon, first orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 8 electron. Okay, these are the electrons occupied in a shell. Okay, clear? Okay students, today we learnt define atom. I hope all of you understood clearly. Okay, once again you take note and study well. Okay, wow. Definition of atom means the smallest particle of a matter, and then molecule means two or more atoms chemically combined to form the molecule, and then compound means two or more different kinds of atoms combined to form the compounds. And fundamental particles of an atom. What are the fundamental particles? Proton, neutron and electron. And what do you mean by atomic number? Atomic number means number of protons or number of electrons. And then what do you mean by atomic mass? Atomic mass means total number of protons and total number of neutrons. That is atomic mass. And then first 10 elements we studied today. What are the first 10 elements? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. What is the atomic number for these 10 elements? Important, study well. And what is the atomic number of carbon? Very very important, study. And what is the atomic number of nitrogen and oxygen and fluorine? Study well. These are the very basic things. Study well. Okay. Take written practice. More and more written practice take and study well. Okay, wow. If you any doubt, you ask me. Okay, wow. Thank you. Thank you, students.